This episode of the Acts of Geekery Podcast is brought to you by exciting opportunities from the Iceberg Lounge. You can sign up for their open auditions today. Gotham's premier nightclub and casino is currently on the hunt for some chilling talent to take the center stage 5 nights a week. All applicants personally plucked by Oswald Cobblepot himself. Join the fantastic flock of the Iceberg Lounge today. Two geeks, one podcast.
Sunday.
Hello, and welcome back to the Acts of Geekery Podcast, episode 36. I'm Corey.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the Brothers Geek here to bring you all the geeky things in the world of geekdom.
On Sunday. Which I just realized.
Yeah, it is Sunday.
We do record on Sunday. That was totally by accident.
Yeah, I thought that you knew that. No?
I don't know what day it is. Are you kidding me?
All right.
My phone has an alarm set and it says, "Hey, it's time for work." And then I wake up and I go, "Oh, it's work. Oh, dang it."
Yeah. Well, how you doing, Scott?
Fine. We've got a ton of stuff to cover today. Some news and a lot of trailers, videos.
Yeah, we have all the trailers and videos from last week
that we totally failed on.
Yep. Well, we just got kind of excited about.
We love Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, we do love Star Trek.
All right, bud.
One of these days,
let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Right into the Iceberg Lounge pool.
Yep, and the news.
Friends, do you suffer from that queasy, drop-in cabin pressure airsick feeling? Well, you should, because of my handy-dandy radar disruptor. It's guaranteed to scramble all radar signals in the greater Gotham area. That's right, friends. Thanks to this smashing new invention... no military or commercial planes can safely fly over Gotham. So, if you want to avoid unhappy landings, just send $40 million to me, the Joker. That's $40 million. Operators are standing by. And remember, don't send it airmail.
It's the news.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the voice that you heard, hopefully, if we got the right clip, is Mark Hamill as the Joker.
Yes.
Yeah.
The best Joker so far.
Absolutely.
People would
Joker.
be like, "Oh, Heath Ledger." No. Sorry. That's cute. But Mark Hamill is the Joker.
And he has come out and said, hey, go to Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah. He says, don't buy them online. Mm-hmm. Go to your local store. Interact with the smelly geeks.
Mm-hmm. Join the community.
Yeah. Which we love Free Comic Book Day.
Absolutely.
We usually end up going all the time, every year. Even though I work, I usually end up going after. But
yeah, the last couple of years I haven't been able to because of the way work has been, but this year I'm kind of scot-free. So I'm probably going to endeavor to go. That's
so sure. Like Mark Hamill says, go get Free Comics. Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamlet. Is it?
Yeah, so go to Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't actually know what Free Comic Book Day is, which there might be a few of you out there, the first Saturday of every month.
Of every May.
Every May, sorry.
Not every month.
That's what I meant.
Just every May. First Saturday of every May.
So May 2nd this year, you can go to your local comic book store, and they've got free comics from Marvel, DC, all of the third-party publishers. Mm-hmm. You can go grab, I think, from 20 to 30 comics or whatever.
Yeah, we usually hit up 2 or 3 stores, and we can get quite a few. We get 20, 30 comics.
Yep, and
a lot of stuff that you didn't know you wanted as well.
They go and they have contests there. You can talk with people. Sometimes they have
2 years ago, we had local artists come in that was on Green Lantern New Guardians.
Yep.
And
my favorite Green Lantern.
He was signing stuff and drawing pictures for people. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So go check it out. There's a comic book shop near you, I'm sure, within 10, 15 miles.
Maybe not that close.
Yeah.
They're not as popular as they used to be, but that's
true.
They're out there.
I know 4 within 10 minutes of here, though.
So speaking of comics, a lot of comic artists will draw multiple covers for a particular title, and they call them variants, and they sell them as a different option. And sometimes the variants are really cool.
Yeah, we've talked about the movie variants on the podcast before.
Yep. Sometimes as a comic collector, sometimes I look at them and go, man, that's even better than the regular one. And I'll usually get both, or I'll get whichever one I like the most.
For me, it's one or the other. If the variant cover looks cooler than the regular cover, I'll get the variant.
Yeah.
Like a lot of their Harley Quinn ones were actually really cool.
So the current artist for Batgirl released a variant cover for
Raphael Albuquerque.
Raphael Albuquerque.
Is that really his name?
I don't know, but that's what we saw.
Yeah, I mean that's
online,
what it said on the website.
He put out a variant cover for Batgirl number 41, where it's the Joker standing behind Batgirl. She's got a like a lipstick smile drawn on her face, and he's got a tear in her eye.
Yeah, he's in his the Killing Joke.
Yeah, the Killing Joke suit. With the hat and stuff. It kind of looks like the Mask, basically.
Yep, a little bit. And it kind of looks like a combination of the Mask and a tourist. And the Killing Joke is the comic book in which he shot Barbara Gordon in her spine.
And turned her from Batgirl into Oracle.
The great thing is, he wasn't even there for her. He was there for Jim Gordon. He didn't know that Barbara is Batgirl. Still doesn't. And she just happened to be there, and he shot her. And then there's connotations and there's implications that he sexually assaulted her and caught it on camera, and then later showed it to Jim Gordon, like to torture him and everything.
But we don't know. That's never been. First of all, it's never been fully fleshed out.
Yeah, it's just implied.
Yeah,
and so she's on the cover. She's kind of tearing up. She's terrified because he's got the gun that crippled her, and she's not crippled anymore. But
Now, the reason why this is such a big deal is there were a few people, and this is generally not the whole consensus for
the 11 people on the internet.
The loudest voices took that comic as a rape comic, that cover as a rape cover because of that it's implied but not ever actually told or said, and we are by no means endorsing rape or sexual assault at all, ever. However, the artist, Raphael, decided, there's been enough backlash.
Yeah.
I'm going to request to DC to pull it. So a lot of people are complaining, oh, geez, it's just those whiners. Well, they were a big influence on him, but it was ultimately his choice.
Yeah. He said that his intention was never to imply or make people feel uncomfortable with his work.
Yeah.
And he didn't like the reaction that he got out of it, and so he felt like he could probably do better, or
I would have bought it because I think it's a very well drawn cover, and my opinion is, a lot of people complain that comic books are not as realistic as they could be, and rape and stuff is a big hot button issue right now in the real world, and it happens
for people. Okay, so in a world where women run around in skin-tight suits and masks and fight these supervillains who are big, strong guys that sometimes take them down.
Yeah.
This is something that would happen. I'm sorry. If there's a supervillain who's like, oh, I'm already getting attacked,
and it doesn't, and just because they're in tight clothes, that's not the reason.
No,
it's going to happen, and because it's all about power.
Yeah.
In the end, it's not just about getting some sex. It's about power.
It's about control. And
so he pulls this. People complain both directions. They don't like it because of the implications, and they don't like it because it was pulled. And for me, it's like, I wish they would have kept it out, because right now it's a big issue. That the world's kind of going through, that America specifically, and I think that comic book needs to, and comic book can just be another means to bring that subject to light.
I think what we need to have now is we need to have a Batgirl storyline where she addresses the issues that happened in The Killing Joke and overcomes that.
Yeah, talks to a therapist or something. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
So, if you'd like to comment on this, do you think that was an okay thing? Do you want to see the picture? It's all on our Facebook page. We posted there, so you can go comment. Acts of Geekery, or Facebook.com/Acts of Geekery.
One good thing that has come out of this.
Yeah.
There's been a couple memes that have come off in alternates where there's like Superman in the front
and
there's
Doomsday
in the back, and Superman's got the lipstick smile, and there's been I think there's one with like Deadpool and a chimichanga, or something, and kind of the same like.
Because there's
always someone out there that can turn that into
like,
that kind of stuff.
You know what? Let's just do something funny. We've also more controversial news from DC. Wow, they're just like loving it.
There's like we got like 4 or 5 stories in a row that are controversial, and the internet blew up, and everyone hates everyone else. And,
Well, Jason Mamoa,
our new Aquaman,
yes, looks great. The Unite the Seven picture came out a little bit ago.
Yep.
A fan brought it up to him and said, "Hey, could you sign this at a convention?"
So he does.
He does, and he signs it.
F Marvel.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, we're not going to actually say it.
No, he signs it F Marvel.
And people were like, "What? That's not nice. That's poor sports."
Yeah.
Well, look at it this way, guys. Marvel has been doing that to DC. Look at Chris Evans, Chris Pratt,
Chris Hemsworth,
Robert Downey Jr.
They've all said
they've always been like, "Oh, DC sucks.
Screw
DC's terrible."
because that's who they're working for. They're working for Marvel, so they have to hate DC.
Yeah, don't bite the hand that feeds.
Exactly.
Basically.
So I don't know. Momoa's like, it just seems like it's a non-issue.
It's not an issue,
but a lot of people are freaking out.
He's excited for his role, and he's into it, and he's passionate about it, and that's the kind of person that I want to play a character like Aquaman, or Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman,
especially Aquaman.
Yeah,
because like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, they're big names.
Yeah,
you can get somebody who's just a face to them and everything like that, and they'll play him. But somebody like Aquaman, you need to have somebody who's passionate about the character, or else you're not going to have a good movie. You're not going to have a good character.
So Wonder Woman.
Speaking of Wonder Woman,
our new Wonder Woman
are going to fight again.
Maybe.
Gal Gadot did an interview in Israel where she talked with somebody about kind of the process that happened. She said it took a month and a half for them to get back to her on the Wonder Woman role. She was on a plane and she landed and she had all these messages from her agent that said, "Hey, you got it, you got the part, nice. Call me back as soon as you can." And he was talking about, and the interviewer asked her, "What do you feel about the way that people look at you?" And she goes, "Don't sugarcoat it. The fans think that I'm too skinny and my boobs are too small." And then she laughs and she says, if I really had, she'd been through this a lot in her life. Like growing up in Israel, she was always skinny. So people would ask her, like they'd be like, "Why is your head so big compared to your broomstick body?" Like that's literally what she was talking about.
Okay.
And she's been facing that all of her life. And she says, "I understand the fans worrisome, but original Amazons had one of their boobs cut off to be better archers, and we're not going with that type of Amazon."
So by her logic, her 2 boobs make one boob.
No,
for the regular Amazon. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways,
so she's talking. She says, we can't really please everybody. It sucks that people are saying that, but I really can't change anybody's opinion. I just let it roll off me because I'm excited to play the character. I'm willing. Because people would ask her, "What's your dream role?"
Yeah.
They always ask you that when you're in the audition, and she would never have an answer for it, but she would always say, "I want to play a character that empowers women and is kind of this strong female character."
And that's Wonder Woman.
Yep. Now she's got it, and then they also talked about her powers. The Israel interviewer asked her what Wonder Woman's powers were, and she says she's got really high endurance, she's really strong. She can fly and jump really far, and she knows a bunch of different types of martial arts. Like that's what she was basically saying her power set was. Yeah. So pretty much Wonder Woman as we know it.
Yeah, and she said she's excited to do it, and she says, "I hope that I can do it really well."
Yep,
which is good. I mean, I think, Jason Momoa's been on the same thing. We've got Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn saying the same kind of stuff. I want to do it justice, and I hope she does.
Yeah,
I am one of those that have an issue with her looks. And not that she's not pretty. She is a gorgeous person.
But you just don't see her
I don't see her as an intimidating Amazonian warrior.
Yeah.
I see her as a supermodel. And I don't really know supermodel scares me.
I honestly cannot tell you what I think about her as Wonder Woman until I see her as Wonder Woman.
And that can't come soon enough. And come on, DC, we want a trailer for Batman v Superman.
Please. Please. I mean, it's coming with Comic-Con this year.
Yeah,
there's no way they shouldn't.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see what that's like. If they show her talking a little bit, we'll get kind of a feel for the character a little bit more. So,
okay.
Alrighty, next argument.
This is not. I don't think this will be an argument. I think this is.
Well, we agree on this.
Mm-hmm. So we talked about Batman's new costume,
his mech suit,
last week or the week before, and we talked about it's a mech suit, and the artist has come out. The writer has come out and said Batman's suit is a long-term change, and both me and Corey groaned.
Yep,
we groaned.
Yep, we groaned, and
because here's why. First of all, no, Batman only dons a mech suit
when he needs to beat somebody who's super powerful.
Yeah, and it's usually only
Batman. Or not Batman.
It's very, very rarely.
Another Batman.
Yeah. It's very rarely that he does this.
Yes.
Otherwise, he's in his normal suit. And I think what's going to happen is this guy thinks that he has all this creative control.
Yeah.
And when DC sees their comic numbers slipping, because people are going to go, I don't want mech Batman. I don't give a crap about mech Batman. Give me regular Batman.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy the comic. Or there's going to be a lot of outcry and a lot of backlash.
And in 10 issues, we're going back to regular Batman.
Yep, we'll be back to regular Batman.
The problem is that Batman's already being drawn like this for at least 5 because they work so far in advance to keep up,
Yep, it'll get changed. And if the writer doesn't cooperate, he'll get canned.
Yep.
That's just the way the comic world runs.
Yeah.
They got to make their money. They're already one of the lowest selling forms of entertainment. So any dip in numbers, especially in their number one selling book, and they're gonna can him so quick.
Yep, they're gonna switch him over to another project or something.
It's back to the same thing as like Gunn. Not thinking that Marvel, they're not part of the cinematic universe.
It's like,
bullcrap.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
are.
You have no actual control over this. So, but yeah, I think we're in agreement that I think it needs to change back. I only want to see him in a mech suit for a short little bit.
Yeah,
if he's out fighting an alien species for a couple months, fine.
Yep,
it's great.
Same with Batman or Superman. I don't want to see Superman in his jeans and Hot Topic T-shirt.
Yeah, and that'll change back too. Grant Morrison's run for Action Comics was good because it was a pre-Superman. It was before he had picked up the cape, basically. Or whatever.
I got to see a cool, little thing from what Siegel and Schuster were thinking when they first created Superman.
Yeah,
they wanted an approachable, friendly character, and they wanted it to kind of be like a combination of something that people haven't seen before and a strongman from a circus.
Okay.
So that's the whole cape and tie thing comes from the circus.
Yeah.
That I thought that was really cool and interesting. Yeah. All right, let's move on to less topics that don't bug us as much.
Yeah.
Jim Parsons from Big Bang Theory, Sheldon
Cooper. Mm-hmm. He's also the voice of the alien in the upcoming Home movie,
which
looks
he's pretty funny.
He's been in a couple other animated movies.
He was in the Muppet movie.
So
he wants to play the Riddler.
Okay.
And I
mean, he's tall, skinny. He's
he can act crazy,
kind of nerdy. Yeah, he can act crazy. So. Yep. I'm okay with that.
Yep.
We'll see how if he gets a role as the Riddler at some point. We'll see how he does.
So Scott, you know how good Flash is?
Oh my gosh! If you didn't know already, we love this.
Yeah.
It got our best show of 2014. Probably will of 2015.
Yep.
I don't care how good Game of Thrones is. Right now, it cannot top the Flash as far as quality goes.
No.
And last episode pretty much just blew our minds.
Oh my gosh! There's so
many ups and downs.
We just need to have
not good and bad. I'm saying
need to have a Flash podcast where we a separate podcast where we talk strictly about the latest episode.
Yeah, we interview each other over the latest episode. I agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, season 2, they're looking at introducing other speedsters.
Okay, which is a very prominent theme in the Flash's universe. He has tons of speedster enemies and speedster allies.
Yeah, so the theory is that maybe they're looking for a Wally West or a Bart Allen.
I'd like the Bart Allen because they have already kind of teased time travel stuff. So Bart Allen from the future could come back in time and be Kid Flash. So I'd be okay with that.
I'd be okay with that too. I'd be okay with Wally West, actually. Yeah. A lot of people like Wally West better than Barry Allen as the Flash.
Okay. Barry's the one that I'm currently reading, and he's the one I've read the most, and so he's the one I agree with the most.
Well, I think so. The Flash sacrificed himself in Infinite Crisis to save 5 worlds.
Yep.
And then for 20 years, Wally West was the Flash, and he was incredible as the Flash. My favorite Flash is the Justice League cartoon Flash, and that's Wally West.
Okay,
that's not Barry Allen. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn because I like Barry Allen and I like Wally West. So, whatever.
You can like them
You know
both.
what? Jay Garrick's the best.
Honestly, yeah, he's the first. Come on.
Yep. You got to go first.
I mean, he's like the old Green Lantern too.
Yes.
You know,
Scott Allen.
Yeah,
Or Alan Scott.
Alan Scott. The
Scott Allen? Why did I say?
I don't know. Whatever.
I'm just looking at Scott and I want to say Scott first. And then finally, the last little bit of DC news that I have for you is that the Cincinnati Zoo has decided to name their painted dog puppies that just got hatched. It's like hatched.
Yeah.
Yes, mammals are hatched, Scott. Didn't you know this? But they decided to name them after Batman-themed names. This came after one of them apparently had a spot on its back that looked like an upside-down question mark.
Okay.
So they named that one Riddler. There's
Spotted dogs are kind of like they're like hyena, leopard hyenas. Basically, is a good look for them. Or
so
good
thing. Their names are the Riddler, Bruce,
not the Riddler, just Riddler.
Riddler, Bruce, Alfred, Hugo, Luke, which I don't know Luke from, and Oswald for the 6 boys, and Lucy, Quinn, Selena, and Ivy for the girls that were hatched.
Yeah, that's cool.
Born.
A fun little. I love when they do that kind of stuff when zoos and things, give funny names to animals or
especially geek names. We're ruling the world.
Well, right now that's the biggest moneymaker in Hollywood.
Yeah,
so.
and let's talk about the biggest moneymaker in history.
This, I bet you anything, this will break every record in the book.
Yeah, Age of Ultron. Is what we're talking about.
We've already bought our tickets.
Yep.
2 weeks ago, we went and got them, reserved our seats.
Midnight showing Thursday.
Yep.
Woo-woo. Fancy seats too. Oh, the nicest seats.
The mechanical or the electric recline.
It'll be like watching a movie in your theater room again, except for
better seats.
Yeah, better seats. Well, Joss Whedon. They were interviewing him, and they were asking him if there were more characters in Age of Ultron that haven't been revealed yet. And he kind of went, maybe.
And this is Joss, and he's known, he trolls occasionally.
Yep.
So this could be a total out there rumor that has no basis in reality, or it could actually be.
So S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is introducing a lot more superhumans.
Yep.
Like this whole second half of the season is going to deal with superhumanity, basically metahumans. They've got the Index, which is the list of superpowered people that S.H.I.E.L.D. has
and they just
acquired.
introduced it too. They've always said that they keep track of them, but we have no idea what it was called. We had no idea that what the database was. And now they call it the superhero, the super index or whatever.
Yeah, which keeping tabs on certain individuals is not always the best option.
I think it's going to play into. Then they released. I think it's going to play right into Captain America: Civil War.
Yep, and that's what I'm getting to with this. I think we're going to see, because there's going to be Ultron bots all over the world.
Yes,
I think that they're going to start attacking all over the world, and we're going to see shots of other characters fighting. Like maybe in England we see Black Knight or Captain Britain, or that's exactly what I'm thinking of. I'm like,
because the Avengers are only going to be in like New York or something.
They're gonna,
fighting.
Yeah, well, I don't think they'll even be in New York. I think they'll be in,
but they'll be in like one city fighting,
and then everybody else. I mean, the entire world. It would be so cool to see the entire world fighting off Ultron bots, and you see like
all these new
Luke
characters,
Cage or Daredevil or Spider-Man. I mean, the perfect way to bring in Spider-Man right there.
Luke Cage and Daredevil, the same actors that played him in the Netflix series. Oh my gosh! Wow.
Scott, this is like a month away. For
I know
us.
it's too far away.
It is agony. Next week we should probably do a rundown of the Daredevil series, like who's in it and everything like that.
Right before it comes out.
Yep. Yeah. In fact, never mind. I'll write it down.
Okay, write that down. So that's awesome Ultron news. We're excited. You should be as well. I honestly wish we were large enough to go rent a whole theater out for something like that. That'd be so cool. Invite all you guys. That'd be great.
Well, that'll be Avengers Infinity War Part 5.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Infinity Gauntlet.
Join our Patreon today.
The Curse of Curly's Gold or something like that.
The search for more money.
But in other Marvel news, not necessarily Marvel, but Fox.
Yeah, Marvel. It's a Marvel movie still, so
it's a Marvel-based character. Deadpool.
Yeah, we talked about Marina Baccarin, who is in Gotham right now, and she's Inara on Firefly, but we talked about her becoming the lead female role in the Daredevil movie.
Yeah.
And they just revealed who her character is. She's going to be playing a character called Copycat, who is a mutant who is a shape-changer.
Basically, she's Mystique Light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mystique Light.
Mystique Light.
That sounds like a very... That's either a perfume or a Diet Cola.
Or alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
But and the reason I say that is because she's got
blue skin,
just like that. So, but as far as looks go, she's pretty much the same.
Okay, hang on here. Yeah. Let's just back up a moment because it says the confirmation that Marina Baccarin will be playing Vanessa, who almost certainly is the comics Vanessa Geraldine Carousel, also known as the shape-shifting mutant.
Carlisle.
Carlisle?
Yeah.
I said Carousel.
You said Carousel.
I said Carousel.
Close.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know, because that says that's just, they said her first name, and then this website is saying
jumping to conclusions.
It's Copycat.
Okay, yeah, all right. Well, so we'll backtrack on that a little bit.
So
that's a rumor. She might be Copycat. She might be Mystique Light. We'll see. So
I mean, it could be. It definitely could be if they have a history behind them.
Yeah,
but if she's Copycat, that's cool because shape changers. They already know how to do it at Fox.
And she's a good actress.
Oh yeah, she is. She's fantastic in Gotham.
Yes.
I got. Let's talk about our last little bit of Marvel news here, and then we'll get to my sad news.
You know that you have become a popular franchise / very popular movie when a company decides to do a parody of you.
Yes.
And not only that, you're even bigger than that when a porn company
you get an Axel
decides
Braun porn parody,
yes.
basically.
So Guardians of the Galaxy now has a porn parody coming up.
Oh, jeez. Now, and
yeah,
everything that I talk about, every time I see an Axel Braun parody trailer,
I don't know what
I don't watch
that.
That's the porn. That's the porn.
Is that the one?
Yeah,
that's the company doing it or whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
Axel Braun. They basically do all the
like
superhero
pirates
ones.
and stuff. Yeah.
They did the Spider-Man, the Batman one. Well, every time I watch one of these trailers, and they did a Hawkman and Hawkgirl one, costumes are fantastic and spot on.
Yeah, the acting's terrible.
Yeah, the acting's terrible.
Still,
I mean, they don't get Chris Pratt for the Guardians of the Galaxy porn parody.
The one thing that stood out to me on this one though is they showed the picture of the same picture when they're in the prison and they're getting processed and all standing there in the lineup. Well, the picture they showed for the thumbnail was only from Peter Quill to Drax, and Gamora and Rocket were all between them. And then you click on the picture and you go into the article and they show the full picture and it shows Groot, and Groot is just a giant penis.
Yep, giant wooden penis
made out of wood. Yep, that's it. He has arms. I think he has arms and legs, but that's it.
Yep. Complete with like bulging hips for.
They're not hips.
No.
Oh, they're not hips.
Nope.
I don't know what to think about this, but you know what? Whatever.
So
I'm totally okay with the making stuff
you
like
made
that.
it.
It's funny.
You're really popular. So look for the Acts of Geekery porn parody coming soon.
Oh no,
no,
gross.
no.
It'd just be like it'd be like us two eating Arby's at a table. It'd be like, oh,
this is so good,
so good.
It's all audio,
curly fries.
Like it's all audio. We don't talk about what we're doing. We just go.
Sad news.
Yes, let's move on. Let's. Jeez, this is such the weird. This is the weirdest combination of stories that I've ever put together. We have a comic book death, not an actual. Well, like a comic book character has died. One that has never died, but they have never done this with any character in this franchise. We are talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has died. Yeah. In the comics. Scott, which one would you want to die? Like
Raphael. No, wait, Leonardo, because he's the one I like the least.
Oh, I see. I think at first my first thought was, oh, Raphael died. He's the one who always gets into danger. Then I was like, no, his storyline when one of the other turtles would die would be too good to pass up. So they can't kill him off.
The angst and the anger and the revenge.
And Michelangelo's going to be the guy who sits there and he tries and plays it off and acts all cool and everything and laughs and jokes, and then he breaks down at the end and they have a heartfelt moment. And from that point, it's kind of like, oh, well, you got Donatello or you got Leonardo, and Leonardo's going to feel like he's failed more if Donatello dies. So
Donatello died.
Yep. Donatello has been killed. Apparently, Bebop and Rocksteady found his little base and he fought him, but they hit him with a sledgehammer repeatedly, cracked his shell and everything.
Well, okay, and you have to realize, and then I'm not talking you specifically, but people listening, you have to realize that the TMNT comic book, nothing like the cartoon and nothing like the live action. It is so dark and so violent. I mean, they're ninjas.
They kill
for a living.
Yeah,
you know, they don't just beat them up and then leave them for the cops like in the show. I mean, they murder. They straight up murder them. They cut their heads off with swords and stuff. And I mean, it's violent. So yeah, getting hit repeatedly with a sledgehammer probably would kill someone.
And the last shot is Splinter holding Donatello's body and saying, "Oh, my son," you know.
Yeah.
And that's the last shot, which
I almost want to pick up that comic.
Yeah, they do that comic. They do that in comics a lot, where they cliffhanger like, "Oh, he's dead," but then it's like, "Oh no, he's almost dead," you know. So
yeah, we'll see. In his comic book death, so they're not ever really dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
they'll dip him in more ooze and he'll be healed again. I don't know.
The secret of the ooze 4.
It's the Lazarus. That's what fills up the Lazarus pit.
Is just
TMNT ooze.
Which. Okay, never mind. That's spoilers. I don't want to talk about spoilers.
Oh, for Arrow.
Yeah. Let's talk about video games.
Hey,
we don't.
This is something we don't do very often.
Yeah, and you know, it's not. I mean, it's not for lack of trying. It's just kind of like there's not much video game news that usually grabs us and holds on. And usually it's trailers and videos, like we see.
And a lot of video games news is like release dates. You know, this game is coming out then,
or this game's been announced. You know, that kind of thing.
And we play a lot of games. We don't play a lot of the new stuff.
Yeah, we have
Minecraft, Space Engineers, Diablo, StarCraft, Heroes of the Storm, that kind of stuff. We kind of play those. Hearthstone. But other than that, we don't play much.
Be on the lookout for more Hearthstone stuff coming soon, guys.
Yeah. Ooh. And Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
But this one we're going to talk about is Mortal Kombat 10.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat X, Mortal Kombat 10.
Mortal Kombat X. Which, look out for the Mortal Kombat XXX porn parody coming soon.
Well, Mortal Kombat, pretty well-known franchise.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people like it. It's pretty good.
And it's been very common for fighting games to introduce non-storyline based characters into their games.
Yeah, what was the most recent?
So
Vader was in
Soul Calibur. Same with Yoda. And they did the last Mortal Kombat. Actually, you could play as Freddy Krueger, which was cool.
Yeah.
And they've done a few others throughout. I can't really remember.
Well, Mortal Kombat 10, they came out and announced that Predator. From the movie Predator.
When he's about to die, instead of KOing, does he hit the button and
I hope so.
explode a nuke?
Yeah.
You can always win with Predator.
Yeah, so Predator will be a playable character, as well as Jason Voorhees.
Ooh, I hope they bring...
The hockey mask, chainsaw wielding...
Just hockey mask, he doesn't wield a chainsaw. He has a machete.
Oh yeah, I guess
you're thinking Leatherface.
That's true.
Yeah. I hope that they bring back Freddy Krueger as a playable character, so you could do Freddy versus
this
Jason.
Is my main problem with fighting games.
Okay.
And I talked a little bit before about I wish they had a better first-person story, and that's all well and good. But my other issue with fighting games is I want a fighting game that contains every character that they have ever created.
Yeah.
And ever introduced. I want a fighting game that covers Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Smash Brothers.
Oh my gosh, like
a
Royal Rumble is
Killer
what it would be
Instinct, Soul Calibur. Add all these DC, Injustice, DC, Marvel, Capcom, all these ones smashed into one. Someone do it, please.
Yes, like it's fine to have 100 characters.
I'm totally okay with 200 characters to choose from.
Yeah,
that is perfectly okay with me.
I would be absolutely
Star Wars characters.
I thought. Come on. My friends and I had an idea a while back that we would make a fighting game, or at least like a clip where you scroll through fighting and it's like historical characters.
Yeah.
This was back before I saw epic rap battles of
Yeah.
history too. So it was like you could pick through Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, Washington, and everything. But no, I would love to have
a lightning powered Tesla.
yes, exactly, versus a different colored lightning powered Edison.
No, a light bulb wielding
Wielding.
Edison.
He just throws light bulbs.
Like a giant light bulb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like baseball bat size.
I
light
kind of
bulb.
like the idea of him throwing smaller light bulbs at you too.
Well, that could be part of his thing, sure.
And at the beginning, you know how they
As
have that opening.
caltrops, he throws them on the ground as
Yes.
caltrops. So
You know how at the opening they always have their opening animation?
Yeah.
He comes on screen, he takes the giant light bulb and smashes it so that's all the jagged pieces.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, let's make this game, Scott.
No kidding, right?
Ah.
But
If there's
that's what I
anybody-
want.
yeah, if there's
but
any
that's cool.
talented
If you
people.
like Mortal Kombat, you'll be able to. And they're downloadable content. Obviously, you got to pay for them on.
Yeah.
I think Xbox was where they announced this one. Xbox
okay.
One. So
Cool. And then we also have something that I'm super excited for.
Yes,
So,
we do.
Hell, it's about time.
Yep, it is StarCraft.
Yep. StarCraft 2.
Yes. So Wings of Liberty came out. Great game. Fantastic. I only play single player, unfortunately.
Heart of the Sword. Not unfortunately.
Heart
They
of
have
the Sword.
Heart of the Sword. Heart of the Swarm. They have a great first person.
Oh yeah, that the Heart of the Swarm campaign actually was
I honestly couldn't care
great.
less about multiplayer. I like playing with multiplayer with friends and stuff, but I hate going on Battle.net and playing
Yeah.
against randoms.
I know that one of the mods coming out, we talked about them coming out with a StarCraft update, like a StarCraft mod that makes it Warcraft.
Either
Anyway,
way, we're off topic.
yes.
So
They are announcing that their next StarCraft 2.3, the Legacy of the Void, which is my favorite race, the Protoss.
it'll be their side of the story, their continuation or completion. We don't know. There might even be another one after this.
Where you play all
StarCraft
of
2
them.
an expansion where it's all three.
I think they said that this was the last one for StarCraft 2, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
But that beta is coming this month. So by 3:30. And that's always the multiplayer beta. They don't ever do the single-player mode. They save that for the actual release.
Which is okay.
But
yeah.
if they're-
I will be pre-ordering the collector's edition for that.
Yep. If they come out with the beta, if they're coming out with the beta now, I think we might see like an October-November release.
Probably right before Christmas.
And around BlizzCon too. November 6th through the 7th is BlizzCon this year.
Sweet.
So.
Exciting news. Hey guys,
That's-
we did game news.
Yay! All you complainers, stop it.
Now we can talk about fish.
Yeah, let's talk about fish. Fish. Namely the
Delicious.
Picotia guidoi.
Which is the scientific name for the Greedo fish.
Yep, it is called the Greedo fish. It is a fish that is named after the bounty hunter that Han shot first.
Yep. It's a catfish they found, a new species.
And-
it's got big bulging eyes that look just like Greedo from
And kind of
Star
a little
Wars.
proboscis looking thing that
a little
all
weird.
Rhodians have.
It actually looks like a little tiny mouth that ate that stuff inside of a packing material. So it's like duck lips.
He's got very bad duck face.
Yeah, he's got bad duck face. Yeah.
Yay! So we also have something about you for you Game of Thrones fans out there.
Peter Dinklage.
But not the TV series.
Peter Dinklage.
We're talking books, Scott.
Oh, okay.
Talking books.
Oh, all right, the books.
So George R. R. Martin has hinted at the next book release, The Winds of Winter.
Everyone's been waiting for years.
Yep, they're all complaining to him about it,
They're all worried that
He's
he's going to
gonna-
die before he finishes it.
which would be like the ultimate George R. R. Martin thing to do. He dies before.
His own character dies.
But he canceled a convention visit this year, saying that he's got so much on his plate. But maybe if he finishes up The Winds of Winter, he'll be able to
And
head to the convention.
people screamed and they freaked out, and his only response was this. Well, there you have it, folks. That's George R. R. Martin laughing hysterically while you scream and wail about the book not being out.
And that is exactly what he sounds like.
Sure, why not?
Yep, that is precisely it. We didn't just find that from somewhere else at all.
Nope. Yeah, that was an interview with him. Actually, we asked him to interview, and that's the same sound he made with us.
That was in answer to our question, like, can we have an interview?
Can we have an interview? Yeah, exactly.
The last thing I have before we get to our casting couch segment is that The Incredibles 2 has a release date.
Ooh.
Yay! I'm so excited.
I didn't even remember about this until I saw this story. Yeah. I couldn't remember. I know we talked. You said we talked about it, but I can't remember anything about it.
Strumming a guitar there. No, Incredibles 2 is going to hit theaters summer of 2016. So next year we get our Incredibles 2.
Finally,
the best Fantastic Four movie we've ever had.
Yep.
Yep. And they're not even the Fantastic Four. They're pretty close.
No, they are exactly
Super Speed is not Flame On.
Oh, it's close enough.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, like, they're all very similar to the Fantastic Four, which is kind of what the director was going for, was a superhero family, the first family, kind of thing. And it just did better than any Fantastic Four we've had so far.
So far. We don't know. This new one, so far, the trailer has us excited, but we'll see.
So let's go ahead and get into the casting couch segment.
Yep.
We have that Emma Thompson, the lady who plays Trelawney in Harry Potter. She was the author of the author of Mary Poppins and Saving Mrs. Banks. She was Nanny McPhee. You've seen her in a bunch of stuff. She is going to be playing the voice of Mrs. Potts in the 2017 Beauty and the Beast live action.
Oh, okay.
So that's coming out March 17th of 2017. So that's exciting. I'm more excited about that than I am for Cinderella, which we still haven't seen. Which I keep getting people saying we should go see it.
I don't know. Maybe we'll go see it after this. We'll have plenty of time. So
we also have that Rue Nega, who is the girl in the flower dress.
Well, watch
S.H.I.E.L.D.
your mouth.
I'm sorry. Nega.
Oh.
Nega.
Oh, sorry. I heard something else for some reason, and I was like, Corey.
Why would I say that on the podcast?
I don't know.
I don't swear on the podcast.
Yeah, right. I don't swear, damn it.
I was thinking of a word that we could say there.
Anyways, Raina.
Yes,
the
Raina.
Character in S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
She's pretty nice.
The girl, the lady in the flower dress.
Mm-hmm. She's cast as the female lead for the upcoming AMC Preacher show.
Which, so far, they keep announcing stuff, and I'm getting more and more excited for it.
They also announced Ian Coletti, who's a child actor, or not a child, he's like a teenage actor that we haven't heard of before.
Yeah. And by the way, source that we got this from, you're so wrong.
Yeah, he's not on S.H.I.E.L.D. at all.
They said he was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He is not on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think they were copying some stuff from the
probably
Nega one. So.
Yeah. Anyways, he is going to be playing a character, get this, named Arseface.
Yes, if you want to know
not ass face, Arseface.
Yes, if you want to know what Preacher's all about, it's this right here. It's weird crap where this guy's basically got
a deformity that makes the lower part of his face from his nose down look like a butt.
Yeah, like a butthole.
A butt full.
A butt full.
Okay.
A butt full of buttholes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I laughed pretty good when I saw that casting news. I was like,
Yep. So if you really are sensitive, you probably shouldn't watch Preacher.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't even listen to our podcast.
That's true.
I mean, we love you, but we really love you.
Yeah. Thicken that skin. That sweet, sweet skin.
Yeah, sweet, buttery skin. All right.
Now that we're all awkward and everything, let's talk about Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You know him from a bunch of stuff.
Amazing actor.
Most notable in Third Rock from the Sun, where he played, I think his name was Tommy.
Yep. He is a fantastic actor. He played young Bruce Willis in Jumper, Looper, the leper.
He was in
Looper.
Yep, he was in Don John, which is an interesting movie about
porn addiction,
which I haven't seen yet. I probably want to see it.
I heard it was good, but it is a little strange. Okay. But anyways, he's a multi-talented person. He sings, he dances, he acts,
and he's going to be a Fraggle.
And What? A what?
A Fraggle.
I don't know what that is.
They're making a live-action Fraggle Rock movie.
I don't know. I still don't know what that is either.
All right, so the Fraggle Rock was a Muppet, a Henson-created Muppet TV show for HBO.
Okay.
Where these little guys lived underneath a house, I believe it was.
So small world within our big world.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the
That
world
theme.
below. Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of theme. And the Fraggles were the creatures that ran around, and they all learned lessons and everything.
This sounds like something... Okay, it's the Smurfs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It pretty much is the Smurfs.
It's the
Muppet
Smurfs.
version.
It's the
of the
Muppet
Smurfs.
version of the
There's
Smurfs.
even creatures who are just trying to eat them.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt will star in the live-action Fraggle Rock movie.
This has to me no real interest.
There's a couple Muppet fans that we have out there that are like, yeah.
The Muppet
Wait,
movies.
Yay!
Yeah. The Muppet movies that come out, I usually have to be dragged to, for the most part. I've never been a fan. Not really a fan.
I'm a Muppet fan.
The only Muppets I like are Sesame Street
And Farscape.
Oh yeah, Farscape's good. Farscape's really good.
And then the last one, we actually have a little bit of a rumored casting.
Okay.
That Jackie Earle Haley,
which plays a character.
Oh, I thought you were asking the audience. No, he plays Rorschach in The Watchmen,
Yes.
and he's also the Freddy Krueger in the remake.
The remake.
He plays Freddy Krueger.
Rorschach, best character in all of Watchmen, by the way, as far as most interesting, best acted.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he's rumored to be playing a character called the Thinker.
Okay.
In the Suicide Squad movie.
The name sounds familiar. The
sounds
character
like a DC villain. So
sounds like just a smart guy.
Yeah, exciting.
Yeah.
We'll wait for confirmation on that before we're actually way too excited about it. And that's it for the casting couch. So no review today. We didn't go see anything new. We're not really. I mean,
nothing's coming out. Nothing came out last week or two.
Insurgents came out. If you want to go see that, I really am not interested in that movie.
It is getting slammed. It's a lot of the reviews and a lot of the reports on it is basically the exact same thing as Divergent. Not just like a continuation, like story panel for story panel same. And that to me is a terrible movie.
Yeah. So far
that might be a red box.
The movies this year have not been that great.
No, but we've
had a couple gems. We had Kingsman that came out that was really good. SpongeBob was entertaining.
Yes.
Chappie was all right.
Chappie was okay, but I wouldn't say it's a critical success.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, we're just holding out till May. That's all we have to do.
Actually, wasn't there one in April?
Fast and the Furious 7 comes out April 10th.
And that one I want to go see, and not because I think the Fast and Furious are the greatest movies ever, but I think they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're dumb fun.
I can sit back and I can see cars crashing through buildings and all kinds of crazy stuff.
You can turn your brain off and just enjoy it.
Yeah, we found a list of like top 10 movies this year you want to see. And
Mad Max was another one.
Mad Max, Jurassic World, Ant-Man.
So there's stuff coming.
There's stuff coming, but it's kind of spread out.
Yeah, it's just been kind of slow, and I don't remember it being this way last year. In February, I thought we had some good movies in February.
We could be totally wrong. Yeah. I think we were still on a high from like the Lego Movie, which came out in January. Didn't it?
That's true.
Or
yeah,
January, February.
Yep.
So let's get into trailers and videos.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Because the Death Sphere is now on course for Earth. My God, we're defenseless, like fish in a barrel. Options? My instinct is to hide in this barrel, like the wily fish.
No. Corey, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and get into a lot of trailers and videos.
Tons of them. New movie coming out called The Shaman.
Yes.
Then the next one coming out. I'm just kidding. We're not going to go that fast.
It's a short film that won some. That's coming to like a film festival. Coming up. It's basically like a post-apocalyptic.
This
is going to go great.
Post-apocalyptic world where humanity's fighting against machines.
I think it's two factions fighting against each other, actually.
You think so? I think it's machines because you don't see anything else other than machines attacking.
And they use these people called shamans that have power. And
some kind of power.
And they shut down things and do stuff.
It was very well done.
I remember what I remember from the trailer is you said you didn't like how much yelling there was.
Yeah, there was a lot of yelling and not the typical like your best friend dies or your comrade dies and it's fall to your knees and scream. No, it was just random yelling. So it was a little weird.
Yeah. Interesting. it'll probably be on Netflix. We can see it. Yeah. The next one, Hotel Transylvania 2, is coming. A lot of people didn't really like it. Wasn't a critical success for critics, at least, but I enjoyed Hotel Transylvania.
I enjoyed it too. I liked. Was it Steve Carell?
No, it's
who's the
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler is the main character. Yeah, and
it's
Dracula.
Him and his crew. Yeah,
he's Dracula. So it's actually kind of funny. That
it's really fun. It's
the him trying to dispel the rumors of Dracula, you know, and the kid's like, "Well, what about a stake to the heart?" And he's like, "Well, who wouldn't that kill?"
Yeah,
I mean, there's some pretty good lines in it and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Hotel Transylvania 2 continues that story. You get to see a little bit of him with his Adam Sandler as Dracula with his grandson, who is a half vampire, and he tries and gets him to fly. It's funny.
By throwing him off of a tower.
Yep,
and then,
a really tall tower.
And everyone's like, "He's not flying. Just wait for it."
I did that my first time too.
Yeah. The next one that we're going to talk about is a fan-made short called Heroes in a Waiting Room, and it's Elektra and Punisher.
Yep.
And they're in a waiting room.
Reading magazine.
Elektra's
on her phone.
We don't know what it's for,
Yeah.
but they could be at a deli for all we know.
They're waiting for their next Marvel movie franchise.
Probably. And he's trying to they're making a little bit of small talk and not so much, and then Spider-Man shows up and Spider-Man, he's goofy and
he makes everything awkward and it's funny.
It's pretty funny. Yep.
We also have so we talk about epic rap battles.
Yeah, we love that YouTube channel.
Very popular YouTube
Very
channel.
well done. And there's a lot of subtle things. We'll rewatch them, and we'll pick up stuff that we did not catch before.
They were like,
oh, wow.
Okay,
they said that. Yeah.
And you made it when people parody.
Yep.
And there is another rap battle channel.
Is it the porn rap battle channel?
Yes. Porn battles of history. Ron Jeremy versus
some other guy.
Jenna Jameson. The only two popular.
The only ones you know?
Yes. But we have princess rap battles, which is at a channel this lady does. And she did one that was Cinderella versus Belle. The creator of the channel played Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and then Cinderella, they got Sarah Michelle Gellar to play Cinderella,
which I have to say, I don't think she can rap very well.
No, she can't rap very well. She does sing very well. Sure. Like she's done some good.
She's not a rapper though.
If you've never seen the Buffy musical episode, go to Netflix or Amazon, and it's like season 6, and it's called Once More with Feeling. If it's the only episode you ever watch of Buffy, it is hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will be sure to avoid that.
Joss Whedon's take on a musical.
All right.
We got a video from Dinosaurs. Do you remember the show Dinosaurs, Scott?
I do. Not the mama.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Puppetry and good costumes for the time.
Fun little sitcom.
I think it only had 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah. You can find it on Netflix, actually. But Earl, the dad from Dinosaurs, they took a bunch of clips of him and then put it to the Notorious Big song.
No. It's Notorious B.I.G.
Oh, sorry.
It's not Notorious Big. Get the right.
He's not going to come after me. He's dead.
Well, his crew might.
Oh, great. We're going to get shot up.
They took one of his songs. They cut clips of stuff of him dancing and talking.
And
it's really well done and it's funny.
So the way that Dinosaurs worked with the puppetry is they did a lot of hand movements, the puppeteers did, because that's what you do with puppetry. You do a lot of movement to kind of offset the fact that you're a puppet.
But they make him makes him look like a rapper.
Yep, exactly.
He
does a lot of
rap
hand movement. Yeah, and then the other great thing about puppetry is that because you're limited in the number of mouth movements that you can make, you can pretty much make them look like they're saying anything.
Right.
So it really matches up quite well.
Yeah. We've got another clip coming for the upcoming animated film for DC Animated called Batman vs. Robin, which is Batman and Damian Wayne and the Court of the Owls.
Yes.
The Court of the Owls storyline.
And the clip is, it's a video from DC Access or something like that at the show, and they'll show you a clip of Batman fighting the Court of Owls, who are basically zombie ninjas.
Yeah, they're undead. They're resurrected people that get turned into assassins, and they actually have enhanced strength and speed, and when they can't be killed basically.
Yeah.
In the comics, what has to stop them, I think, is they have to be frozen.
Yeah.
That's the only thing to slow them down enough to stop them.
Yep.
Because they can get shot and they'll just come back.
Yep. And Batman fights some of them and breaks an arm, and it heals up and everything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's good. Go check it out.
And it's got our new favorite Batman.
Well, he's our second favorite Batman. Jason Mamoa.
But he's new. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He's new and he's doing really well at it.
We've got another Inside Out trailer from Pixar, the third trailer that kind of shows you a little bit more of the plot and what's going on.
Yeah, so at first you see all the little trailers and you're like, this is kind of an interesting concept, but what the heck is it all about?
Yeah.
Well, in this trailer, we get to see the emotions inside.
Yep.
They're trying to move these memories, these very critical memories of a happy childhood.
Yeah.
And they get dropped down a tube on accident.
And they have to go.
And they go through the forest of memories.
Yeah, they have to go
it's
through
long-term,
the brain.
The long-term memories, they call it, and you can get lost in there type of a deal. So, yeah.
It's a cool Osmosis Jones style.
You know what? You're right. It is. It's basically Osmosis Jones.
Which, great movie. Oh, my gosh. If you haven't seen Osmosis Jones.
You get a little Bill Murray there going on.
Little Bill Murray, you got your...
Eddie Murphy, I think, isn't it? That does the voice of Osmosis Jones?
It's Chris
Tucker
or Chris Rock.
Yeah,
one of the two. No, it's Chris Rock. Yeah. Okay. And it's got Kevin Kline, not Calvin Klein. Kevin Kline in it as the pill, basically, the pill guy. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. You should go check out the Inside Out third trailer instead.
Yeah, we've got another trailer just came out for Daredevil, which comes out April 10th. It's going to be released the full season on Netflix. We're super excited for that. This is the second trailer they've done. Yeah. And you get the whole thing kind of narrated by Kingpin, by Vincent D'Onofrio. He's got great. He's got a great voice. And he does have a pretty imposing look.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely can't get the look that Kingpin is in the comics. Yeah. Because that guy is as wide as he is tall.
Right.
You know, that's unproportioned, but it's comic unproportioned, so it's okay.
But it looks good. It's going to kind of show Matt Murdock he's going to be a screw up. He's going to be a screw up in the first season.
It's not everything goes right for him.
Yep.
You know?
Which is cool.
He's going to be beaten up a lot, basically.
Yeah, basically.
You showed me this. It's a soccer video, like promoting a soccer team, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
And it's before their practice. That it's a bunch of superheroes and comic characters and stuff.
Yeah, Mario, Superman, Sonic the Hedgehog, the
Hermione
Flash, Granger, Master Chief,
Gandalf.
Yeah,
you know,
and they're all playing soccer, and it's not just a bunch of people in costumes running around. Which there's that.
Yeah, they do have that,
but they actually have good animation. You know,
and like Hermione lifts the ball up with her wand and makes it disappear around people and things like that.
Yeah,
and Mario kicks it and it starts on fire and
yeah. You know, Superman punches it and it flies super fast into the goal and that kind of stuff. And it's actually really well done.
It is. It is very.
I was quite surprised. I wasn't expecting much because usually these kind of things are. Meh.
Yeah, that's kind of like okay. Yeah, there's only so much you can do to make it look good.
Yeah.
But no, it would have looked really good. So, I forgot about this next trailer that we're going to talk about. There's an Indiegogo campaign going on right now for a web series, I believe.
I think it is a web series, yes.
Called Con Man. Now, Con Man it sounds like, it's a con man, you know.
Yeah, he's a guy's he's swindling people out of money.
He's
no,
snake oil.
No, it's actually short for convention. So, and they actually say in the tagline, Con Man, because it sounds better than Convention Man.
Yep.
And it follows the life of some out of work
actor who was in like a famous one season
like
sci-fi
Parallax or something or whatever it was called.
He played the pilot, and the main character is played by Alan Tudyk, which sounds like this is a parody on their whole Firefly situation.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a one of them has gone on to make a very big career for himself, a la Nathan Fillion.
Yep,
and which he's also in it as well.
He's also in it.
And I think they're actually gonna get the rest of the.
I hope so. That would be hilarious. At least a couple of them.
Anyways, the trailer is he sits down on the toilet in a like airport bathroom, and his agent calls up and he talks about.
He talks a little bit.
You know, I really need to get into first class because Coach ruins my back, and I'm going to be just a wreck for this convention. And you know, okay, I'll see what you do. And then all of a sudden, in the stall next to him, you hear, "Hey, are you?" So-and-so from this show,
and he just and the guy's on his face is so crestfallen,
and he goes no, I'm not, and he's like, no, I know your voice from anywhere, man. And then he says, can you please sign this this magazine that I just got,
and he pushes a magazine under,
and it's
the
a picture.
stall.
It's Nathan Fillion, and the guy in the stall is Alan Tudyk.
Yeah,
Or Tudyk.
and it's just like it's.
And he
great.
goes,
You need to go
sorry,
check it out."
I don't have a pen. And the next thing you know, a marker drops into the stall. It's really funny, and they're like 3 million out of their what 500,000
Nice.
requests or something like that.
Oh, can I actually put in? I want to put in a personal request for any fans who are listening.
Okay.
That liked my pick of the week a little while ago called LARPs, which is the series from Geek and Sundry. They're currently trying to make season 2, and they have an Indiegogo campaign going on. They are 97% funded, and they have like 16 days left. You can go donate $25. You get all of season 1 already. They've got it all done. So
it hasn't been released yet.
Yeah,
right?
you get it early, and you get some other cool swag from it. If you go up to 50, I think you get a DVD of season 1 and 2.
Cool.
And I might be giving 50 myself instead of the 25. So if you really like LARPs, I enjoyed this season. So far, everything that I've watched of it has been great. And if they get season 2 funded, they're going to double the episodes.
Awesome.
So you're going to get double length episodes instead of just like instead of being like 5 to 6 minutes, they're going to be like 11-minute episodes, which is really great.
Yeah.
So personal,
but
yeah,
Con Man, they're fully funded like 4 times over. So
yep. I mean, if you still want to go fund it, you can.
yeah.
But
it looks funny.
Yeah.
I love when Alan, and which is weird because they kind of make fun of Alan Tudyk's character as he doesn't have a very good career when he's done a couple movies.
Alan Tudyk's been really good off,
and people just love him in everything.
Yeah, you don't ever see Kaylee,
No, I don't see.
or
I see Simon Tam occasionally in
Arrow, or
yeah, he's a one-off character in certain shows. You don't see Summer Glau, River Cam's character.
Well, you saw her in Terminator. Like they've all had,
But that's what
stuff.
I mean. After that,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen Zoe.
That's true. Yeah, she
She kind of dropped off the face of the planet.
did
Brenda
some voice
Bacarn's
work,
doing
I
pretty
know.
good right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've all done well.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it because it's definitely getting funded. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Right.
The next one is a Toy Story Taken mashup, where it's like Toy Story 4 kind of. Andy gets stolen.
Okay. That's
taken.
right. He
Yeah.
gets kidnapped, and the toys have to go after him.
They all
I
band
remember this
together.
now.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We'll post a link to it. I can't really remember too much about the individual scenes, but it's a nice trailer. It's a fun little trailer.
Yeah.
All cartoon style and everything.
So the next one, I kind of have mixed feelings about. So there's an old TV show. Kids show, I think.
It was actually done with puppets.
Yeah, puppets, kind of like Team America World Police.
I think Team America actually
parody it.
Yeah, they're basically like, we liked this style, so we're doing it.
Called Thunderbirds Are Go.
It was very popular actually.
Apparently, I never watched it. I've only heard about it a little bit.
Yeah. So I don't know if I think this is a new TV series that's coming out.
I thought it was a movie.
I thought it was well, who knows? But there's a new Thunderbirds Are Go movie/TV series coming out.
Yeah, and it's done 3D computer animation. They kind of are trying to make it look puppet-like.
Yeah.
You know what? We watched the trailer. Neither of us were very impressed with it. And because we usually love animated movies and we're stoked, but we saw this one and we're like, no.
So never let it be said that we don't bring you the stuff we don't want you to see.
Yeah, we're not totally biased.
Yeah,
so
just mostly biased.
Some people are excited, others are not. So the next one we've got for you is another Age of Ultron trailer.
Yes.
What, Scott? Another one? Yes,
There's
another
so
one.
many of these.
However, the most recent one,
Yes.
trailer 3, amazing. You get
Really
to see
good.
Ultron doing the voiceover for pretty much all of it. However, this one is kids.
Dubbing over
Kids
Ultron's
dubbed
voice.
over with the same. They're saying the same things, but it's in childlike voices, and it makes it creepier.
It kind of does make it a little creepier.
Makes it creepier
Yep.
than it would have normally done.
And then we put this next one up here, and we'll link it, but we don't really like. It's not.
Yeah, someone tried to take all the different clips and scenes from all the Age of Ultron trailers, TV spots, etc., and claims to have been able to mash them up in chronological order. However, we've seen a few things in there that we're like, no, that's probably
those are
not.
different.
That's probably
That's
the
a
wrong
different
spot.
scene.
So we'll post it. We're not too excited about it. Go check it out. If you like it, great. If not, you're only out like I think it's like 5-6 minutes long.
Yeah. So you think we would be done with Age of Ultron at this point?
No, we are. This is going to be huge for the next month.
We got another TV spot during March Madness, which we saw on the internet because neither of us cares about March Madness.
Right.
We need to make up our own March Madness, Scott, for superheroes.
Yeah, I don't care that much about it.
No? Okay.
No.
All righty.
How are we going to determine the winners?
The fans will vote.
All three of them.
All three of them. Yep.
Alrighty.
But they did a new TV spot where you got to see everybody gets their own one-liner and everything. Yeah. The thing that I wanted to talk about the most with this is you get your first glimpse at Quicksilver as a character. He has a line, and he has kind of, I think it's like a Russian, it's kind of like a
Ukrainian accent. It's like
you didn't see that coming.
You didn't see that coming.
Which that one line right there makes me excited. Like, I wasn't excited about Quicksilver because I was like, he has to fight against the Fox Quicksilver.
I was going to say, because the Fox Quicksilver is amazing. That the scenes with him stole that whole movie.
Yeah. And one line in a trailer from this Quicksilver, and I'm like, I'm all in. You're better. I think that,
I don't know if he'll be better.
But
I like the line, and and he's got, and it shows him because as a character, he is a very sarcastic and a very light-hearted person.
Yeah, when you're that fast, you can be. Yeah, you can say whatever you want and get away with it because you can just get away.
No one can touch you.
Yeah.
So,
but it looks amazing.
I hope, and this is a side note, I hope that, so there's that part where Quicksilver, you see him punching Captain America in the face. I hope that he just wrecks Captain America over and over again as they meet until the very end, and Cap has finally figured out his fighting style.
That would be really cool.
Just beats the crap out of him, and he has to run away to get away from him.
Yep.
Before he switches sides, of course, because we know that's going to happen.
It's definitely going to happen
because they're Avengers. Come on.
Yeah. We also have
Legos. We love Legos.
We're actually in this week's category now.
Yeah, this week. Yeah.
So the
that
TV
was all
spot
last week.
was this week.
That was all last week that we failed on.
Yeah, except for that TV spot we just talked about.
Right.
That was this week.
Right.
We also have that Legoland is building a massive Death Star, and we have like a CNN.
It's about 10 feet tall, or 10 feet in diameter. It looks awesome. They've got a light-up super laser on it.
Yep, they're going to have Luke Skywalker's X-Wing being followed by a TIE fighter.
By a TIE fighter around the trench, around the whole thing. It's all motorized.
And it is 500,000 bricks.
Yeah, and weighs over a ton.
Which is incredible. And it doesn't, like, if you look at it, it's like, okay, that's big, but it's like maybe barely taller than a human, but that's still a lot of bricks.
But, well, the thing is, it's actually big enough that a person can get inside of it. Because there's a hole in the bottom they can take off, and they can actually crawl up in it
to do repairs.
Repair it, fix the wiring. That's coming to Legoland, which is...
Yeah.
I really want to go to Legoland just because I love massive things made out of Lego bricks.
Like, say, Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah.
Well, you'll like the Lego Jurassic Park / Jurassic World video game that's coming out.
I saw the trailer for this, and I'm excited. It looks funny.
They had their gameplay trailer, and you even got to hear. I don't know if they're clips from the movie or if they're the actors that they got, because if they got Jeff Goldblum to
actually play his character,
that would be hilarious.
Yeah, so it's a Lego Jurassic World, and it covers all 3 of the movies plus the new movie coming out. And I'm sure, of course, it won't come out until after the movie's out because, spoilers and stuff.
Yeah. So we talked about Pixels a while back. It's an Adam Sandler movie that's coming out this year.
We talked a long while back.
Yeah.
There was only a teaser.
Yeah, they only had like a picture, actually. It was just a picture of it's Adam Sandler, Josh Gad, and
there's Peter Dinklage is in it.
Yep.
And also Paul Blart. What's his name?
Kevin James.
Evan James.
Kind of the usual suspects for an Adam Sandler movie. Well, we've got our first trailer, and I'm actually very impressed.
There's a part. So what the premise is
this is based off of a YouTube short video, by the way.
Yeah. In the late 60s, early 70s, we sent a probe out into space. Mm-hmm. And in it contained bits and pieces of our culture, so that if any other civilization found it, they could see what we're like.
This is real, isn't it? Like, we really did that.
We have the golden disc on like the Voyager probes, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this one has games, and at the time, all the video games. I mean, you've got Pong, Pac-Man. Snake, I think, is what it's called, right? With
Centipede.
Space Invaders, Donkey Kong, that kind of stuff. Mario. And
Then, apparently an alien race finds it
and took it the wrong way
and thought that we were attacking them and that these were our ways to attack them. So they converted them into
full size, life size, huge,
8-bit still.
Yeah. Pac-Man's like 20 feet tall.
And he goes around the city chomping at things. And whenever they hit something or they touch something,
it turns them pixelized.
Into
pixel bricks.
And destroys it. So,
very well done as far as the graphics go, and pretty funny so far. I mean, there's a part where they meet Pac-Man, and Pac-Man's creator gets out of the car, and they're like, "Professor, what are you doing?" He's like, "He's my son.
I'll show you.
I will show you he's good." And he's like, "Oh, my sweet baby boy, look how big you've grown." And then it bites him, and he runs away screaming. I mean, some funny stuff's in it.
Yeah, there's a part where Pac-Man chomps through a fire truck, and as he's chomping through it turns into pixels, and the firemen have to jump out.
Yeah, and it like digitizes.
Yep. They're showing the Taj Mahal being destroyed by Pong.
Yeah, the ball going back and forth.
Yes.
It looks really well done as far as the graphics quality. I am a little nervous though, because so far in the past like 10 years, everything that has had Adam Sandler's name on it has been bad.
Yeah, it has,
and not just been like,
except for Hotel Transylvania.
But he was
even then that was kind of
anything live action has been bad. I mean, you've got both the Grown-Ups movies sucked. People liked them, critics hated them. I hated them.
I don't understand why anybody would like them at all.
The one where he goes to Africa with Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, Blended.
Yeah, that one. Terry Crews was the funniest part in that whole movie. The rest of it sucked.
Like 5 minutes of it.
And there was a couple others before that they're just so bad that I don't even want to see them. It's like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy went from doing decent movies to I want to do movies that my kids can watch, and then he ends up doing terrible movies.
They're pretty much all crap.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
So Pixels, it's exciting. We also have a Street Fighter video to show you. Somebody went in and
did a mod.
Yep.
On Street Fighter 4 for the PC.
Yep. They changed Zangief to Baymax, and then they changed Cammy, which is the girl in the military uniform, to Go-Go Tamago from
Big Hero 6.
Yep.
And they had him fight. And actually cool, and it makes me want to go, Disney, make a fighting game.
Seriously.
Take all of your characters and make a fighting game.
That would be awesome.
So they did Kingdom Hearts, or they were at least part of it, and there is violence in that.
Yeah.
Because you brought up the point, I said, why haven't they done this yet? And you said, I don't think they want their characters to be violent.
Yeah.
And they don't have to do blood, but they can do powers and, throw punches and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that they could do it and make it look good. I mean, look at what Nintendo's done with Super Smash.
I think
they beat the crap out of each other, but it doesn't seem that violent because there's not blood and gore and things not like Mortal Kombat.
No,
Mortal Kombat's the bloody, gorier, more adult. Street Fighter kind of has that.
Yeah, they have a little bit.
But, Super Smash doesn't, and I think Disney needs to do that because they could take all their Disney characters from across, like Buzz Lightyear.
Robin Hood.
Yeah. What's her name from Tangled?
Rapunzel?
Yeah. I mean, she could use her hair as like a whip weapon. I mean, it could be really well done and really cool.
We could have some amazing fighting games if we actually did fighting games.
Yeah. I think Disney needs to do it.
Yep.
And they could put Baymax and Wasabi, Ginger and all that stuff. Fred.
All 6 of the Big Hero 6.
Yep.
The next one that I have is an 8-bit trailer. Or not trailer, but an 8-bit imagining.
Yeah, someone took The Walking Dead, seasons 1 and 2, and turned it into an 8-bit video game. What it would be like to play those seasons as a video game.
Which is great.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
It's hilarious.
It catches all the really high points in the show that you need to know. And the music. They turned all the Game of Thrones, or not Game of Thrones, all the
Walking Dead
music into 8-bit style.
Which is... That's the best type of music, in my opinion.
I think that's fantastic.
Anything 8-bititized.
And it is great. Well, and we'll post a link to that as well. So the next one we are kind of blown away by.
Yeah, incredible.
But we're not sure what it really is.
So I think it's a potential movie. They're trying to show a proof of concept.
Yeah.
And they wanted to do a space-aged Moby Dick style.
Yeah, Moby Dick meets Dune.
Mm-hmm. And what they ended up with is this trailer called Leviathan. At first, we were like, okay, proof of concept is probably not going to be that good. they have amazing CGI work with the...
Looks just like any movie out today, CGI-wise. So what it is humanity has finally figured out how to reach other stars. They have faster than light travel. And the way they do this is because they farm exotic matter from the eggs of the largest creatures humanity has ever seen.
Yeah. These are like bigger than
leviathans, basically. So this, and it also says at the bottom, most people that do this work
are involuntary labor.
No, it's voluntary.
Oh,
it said it's mostly voluntary labor.
I thought it said involuntary. Okay.
Mostly voluntary labor. And so what that means is most of it's voluntary, but there is some people that are there against their will.
Yeah.
So what it is you see them loading up. There's two little fighter planes that go out in front of it.
Basically look like or like flying bicycles.
And they're going out to capture one of these or kill one of these leviathans. Whether I don't know if the eggs are inside of them or something, but holy crap! They have this fight with this leviathan,
which is basically a giant flying whale.
Yeah, flying space whale with its fins, instead of being the size they are now, are probably about 3 times the size they would be on a regular whale. But it's super cool.
Really great.
So done. Whoa, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I know, it's so early and I don't know. This podcast is just so boring.
I guess. Well, you know what's not boring?
No.
Attack on Titan.
Oh, yeah. Well,
no, it's actually kind of boring sometimes.
It is kind of boring sometimes.
But when the action hits, it is actually very exciting.
Yes.
Attack on Titan took the internet and the world by storm. The first season came out last year.
Yep.
And basically humanity...
Is it last year? It's not last year.
2013. Sorry, 2013. Humanity has basically been driven near extinction by Titans. They just show up one day, and they are giant 15 to 30 foot tall, humanoid looking, weird, grinning, totally naked, Ken doll style
zombies.
Yeah, they eat people. That's all they do. They don't eat them for nourishment. They just eat them. There's no reason for them to eat.
No reason why.
So humanity's been driven behind walls and stuff, and they'd lived there for about 110 years or so.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a giant colossal titan they've never seen before, which is over 50 meters tall or however tall it is, but it's taller than the big wall that they're behind, and it breaks the wall down.
Yeah, it breaks the wall down, and they have to...
So super popular. Actually not bad. I enjoy it.
Not bad at all.
It can be kind of boring, but like any anime, there's tons of build up and kind of weird acting.
Yep.
But they decided to make a live action movie out of it.
And we got our first trailer.
Very well done. Quality wise, you know how I talked a little bit about how they're going to rival Hollywood, and they're better than Hollywood now, and they're starting to do movies that actually look better.
Yeah.
Japan's got good movies.
Yeah.
We just don't see many of them.
No.
Coming over here.
I watched the trailer. It looks great. You get to see a couple glimpses of Titans.
All in Japanese, though.
Yep. And that's what I said I really wish that if they'd give me a dubbed version, I would be all over
Or
this.
subtitles, at least.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's going to be a subtitle version, but I don't even want that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of subtitles. I can barely watch the cartoon, like the Attack on Titan cartoon.
Yeah.
Because it's just so hard for me to... Because what I like to do when I'm watching a TV show is I like to eat. I like to, look up stuff on my phone for actors and things like that. Yeah. And if I'm busy doing that, I'm missing plot because I cannot hear what they're saying.
Yeah. And so, and there's a lot of anime purists that, dubs are terrible. You don't get the same thing.
Yeah.
And I look at them and I'm like, do you speak Japanese? No. How do you know...
Yeah, that dub. Yeah,
the dub is actually worse.
That's the only way that you can actually get the full experience is if you speak Japanese.
Yeah, and so that's that's an argument for another day.
Yeah,
but we like dubbed anime because we love the style of animation and the fighting and stuff like that, and some of the storylines are really cool, really well done, but. It's hard. Yeah. It's hard to get into when it's all subtitles because, like you said, you have to pay a lot of attention to it, and you can't. I can't eat a meal and watch an anime with subtitles.
Exactly.
Because I miss a good third of it while I'm looking down to make sure I don't drop a fry onto the ground or something, or whatever.
Because if you do that, it's gone.
Yeah,
we got dogs.
We got dogs. They're gone.
The last one actually came out today.
Yes.
This was released. Today is March 22nd, and they're releasing apparently a worldwide trailer tomorrow. So if you're a fan of the Mission Impossible franchise,
which I am,
yeah, they released their Rogue Nation trailer,
which is basically Mission Impossible 5, and you've got Tom Cruise back.
You've got Jeremy Renner's in it too.
Yes. Well, the funny thing is, Tom Cruise is like 50 something.
Yeah,
he does not look 50.
He looks great.
Yeah.
So
and
they brought back Simon Pegg, which I'm super happy for.
Yeah, he was in the fourth one, I believe.
No, I think was he in the fourth?
Yes,
he was in the first one.
No, he was like their tech guy, I think, in the fourth one.
Okay,
but either way, if you're a fan of Mission Impossible, which I think they're fun movies. They're fun action movies.
It's a nice action movie. It's one of the only ones that I'm sure you can understand.
Yeah, so Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. That's it. We covered all of our trailers.
Never let it be. I don't know. I don't have anything for this. Let's move on.
Better late than never.
Yeah, better late than never. Let's move on to the pick of the week.
Help! Aquaman!
Better get her out of there before she boils over.
All right, Clem. Open up.
It's about time, Aquaman!
That old Aquaman TV show is just so awful.
And that is what ruined Aquaman for an entire generation.
Yep. Everybody who thinks Aquaman is stupid
it's because of that show.
Yep, you got that to blame. But we're talking about our picks of the week this week, what we have been geeking out about, what we've seen that's kind of new and we're excited for. And I will start off this week. Every now and then we talk about Sideshow Collectibles. You've got a couple statues coming from them, if I'm not mistaken.
I do. I've got four. I've got 2 statues, a 6-scale figure, and then just a standard figure.
Okay. And I don't have any. I'm still kind of. I wonder if they still have the Deathwing up.
I think they do.
I'm still kind of debating about that. But what I want to talk about, and they have a contest going for this right now if you want to go check it out. It's the Sideshow Collectible prop or replica of the Monster Book of Monsters from the Harry Potter series.
Oh, the one that you have to stroke the spine to get to stop trying to eat you.
And it looks creepy. It's the movie version of it. So it's got hair all over it. It's got tentacles and teeth and a tongue and eyes.
Fangs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really well done.
And I just wanted to bring that up. You can enter to win it now, or you can go check it out. They're opening up pre-orders for it next week, I think. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much it's going to be. I'm curious.
That is very interesting. It'll probably be $300 or so. That's usually what they do.
Sideshow is not a place to buy cheap stuff.
Yeah, it's for well-made quality.
Very well. And these are not. It says the website is sideshowtoy.com, but they aren't actually toys. I mean, I wouldn't want to play with them.
No.
Even the ones that have 36 points of articulation, they're more so you can pose them on the shelf and then leave them alone. I wouldn't want to let my kid grab one and start playing. No way.
$150 toy that you play with? No
thanks. No, you can go buy the $10 one from Toys R Us,
Spider-Man. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So my pick of the week actually is something that has been a long time coming, in my opinion.
A lot of people have been asking for this.
Yes. And so we have smartphones. Everyone does. Which has actually seen a decline of the handheld gaming device because of that.
The DS and
a lot of people play games on their smartphone. They don't want to carry around a DS or the PS Vita is, I think, the most recent PlayStation one. So a lot of people have been saying, well, now that we all have smartphones and they're powerful enough to run most of these games, why don't we get Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2? Why don't we get Zelda? Yeah, all these Game Boy games. Yeah. Why can't we get them over to the phone? And you can. If you're techie enough, you can get emulators and you can get them on your phone, but they're usually kind of clunky. They don't run very well.
Yeah.
If you don't have a controller, it's kind of a nightmare to use the screen as a controller. I hate using the screen. So if I ever get into gaming on my phone, I will definitely be picking up a controller attachment.
Do they have controller attachments?
They've got a couple of them, and they're really cool. And they've even got ones that'll fit full-size, 10-inch tablets.
Wow, nice.
So, yeah, I've been looking into a couple, and they're not expensive. They're $40-$50 for the controller.
It's not too bad.
And they have their own batteries and things, and they just over Bluetooth, I believe, is most of them. But in this case, Nintendo has been, for the longest time, they have been adamant about not putting their games on smartphones because they don't want to take away from Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah.
Which I can't blame them for at all.
Yeah.
That's their that's their baby. That's their bread and butter. They've got mouths to feed, you know. They've got a whole company of mouths to feed. So when they don't bring them to phones, you know, it bugs people. But
You understand.
I understand about it. However, they are teaming up with a Japanese smartphone game maker called DENA. So DNA, basically.
DENA.
Yeah.
Dena.
It's one of Japan's leading mobile game companies, and
Yeah.
they're going to use it to create new games. They're not...
So it's not...
Nintendo came out and said, we will not port games. We will not take our previous Zelda and our Mario. We will not port them over into the phone because... On the tablet or like on the touchscreen, it's a lot different to play than on a controller. Controller's a lot more robust. It's easy, you know, it's definitely easier to know if you actually hit the button, type of thing. So what Nintendo's going to do is they're going to create all new games that work with smartphones and tablets. Now, we don't know for sure yet if that means they're going to take Mario Brothers, Mario Brothers 2, Mario Brothers 3, and recode them to work directly with touchscreen, because that's not a port. A port is just like they just transfer over and add the controls.
I think we might see a new game.
Are they going to make a brand new Mario game, brand new Zelda game, brand new Yoshi game? I don't know. Nintendo's got a ton of different you know, IPOs they can jump into.
They've got all their nostalgia that they can play.
Yeah, and so that's my pick of the week. I'm excited to hear that kind of news because it's great. Nintendo's getting into the smartphone market, and you know what? Maybe if Nintendo really wants to make this awesome, they need to sell a device that's $100 that any smartphone can snap into, and it's a controller. It is a Nintendo branded controller
and game player,
and you can pop games into it, or you can download the games and play them, and that, I think that would be the smart way to go for that.
Sounds great. Well, all right, we did
right.
pretty good today. We got through everything we needed to get through.
We're trying some new stuff on the podcast here. We're trying to keep it a little bit shorter so that it's a lot of people only have about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes to listen to something, whether that be to and from work, at work or something like that. And so when our podcast is 2 hours long, you know, that's great because we can get all kinds of stuff fit into it.
We can go into detail. But sometimes it's better just to go into detail about the things you want to instead of every little thing.
Let us know if you like the shorter format better, if you like the little bit longer format better. You know, there may be a case for having multiple podcasts where we can talk about things a little bit more in depth on things, you know, 20 minute audio clip or YouTube video of something.
Well, so, Scott, where can they send us information about
if you want to contact us and let us know whether or not you like it, you can always go to facebook.com/Acts of Geekery and leave us a comment there, either on one of the posts or a direct message as well.
Yeah. You can go to Google or your email and type in actsofgeekery@gmail.com. That's our email address, and you can send us a suggestion or a comment there.
We're also on Twitter. You can use the hashtag Acts of Geekery or @Acts of Geekery and contact us directly.
We should probably check that someday.
I check it all the time. I've had a few people. But.
Okay. Or you can go to YouTube and type in Acts of Geekery. We post every podcast up on there.
And you can comment on it, subscribe to us. Like I said, every week. I think I didn't get this one done. No, I got this one done.
No, you pretty much do everything.
Yeah.
And you can go to iTunes. Please.
iTunes is probably the best place to get our podcast and listen to it.
Yep, and it's the best place to help us out if you really want to.
Absolutely.
Leave us a 5-star review and subscribe to us, because the more 5-star reviews we get, the more people start to know about us.
I had a couple people that told me the place we host our podcast, right now, we're doing it because it matches our needs until we can get something else a little bit better. But the problem with it is their player is not good. So we're sorry about that. But that's why we got you on. That's why we got it up on iTunes.
Yep.
Because you can use iTunes to play the podcast,
and eventually we'll get something a little bit better.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yes.
Yeah, and those are all ACTS, not AXE.
Wonderful. All right, Scott. Well, until next week, I'm Corey.
And I'm Scott.
And like I said before, I already said that. Jeez, you didn't have to. Anyway, and we're the Brothers Geek.
Keep geeking out.
It came from behind.
Hello, children. 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. 4 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Three little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. This is taking too long. So I will summarize. Listen very carefully. All of the monkeys fall off the bed. The doctor is slightly frustrated, having repeatedly instructed their mother not to allow them to jump on the bed. Besides, why is she calling a doctor and not a vet? This woman is sick and should be committed to a mental institution. The end.